I'm Pastor Steve. I will be doing 52 You Ponder That's based on the simple writings from the New City Catechism. There are acknowledgments each week to show you that they have given permission to use their excellent little booklet. So I hope you enjoy this series. So stay tuned. Morning, Pastor Steve here. Number 8 in the New City Catechism. The question is, what is the law of God stated in the 10 Commandments? And their answer is, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above or earth beneath or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. You shall not misuse the name of your Lord your God. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony. You shall not covet. Exodus 23 simply says, you shall have no other gods before me. This was a problem even for the perfect new creature in the garden. They were tempted and gave in. They wanted self-determination and decided to pursue that and not honor the simple command of God. Now, 9 of the 10 commandments, by the way, are repeated in the New Testament many times and in different ways. In giving a summary of our moral responsibilities to each other, Jesus repeats 4 of the 10 commandments to this young ruler in Mark 10. Remember him? The only commandment not repeated in the New Testament is the 4th one, the one about Sabbath keeping. Now, there are many references to the Sabbath in the New Testament, including the assumption that Jews under the law in the time of Christ would be observing the Sabbath. But there's no direct or indirect command for believers of the church to observe the Sabbath as a day of rest or worship. Excuse me. In fact, in Colossians 2:16, the believers released from the bondage, the Sabbath rule. Jesus is the Lord of the Sabbath. He's become for us our Sabbath rest. We've entered into rest. The principle of a day of rest, however, predates the 10 Commandments, and so a day off, for heaven's sake, is a good thing. The 10 Commandments help unbelievers in any age recognize their imperfections, right? That's why the people react against them being put up in different places. It summarizes the moral content of God's law, kind of a mirror to show us our sin. They reflect the unchanging character of the God of heaven. So they, like God, are eternal, timeless, universally applicable, and unchangeable. But we're not saved by keeping them. New Testament believers are freed from the bondage of sin, which allows them to freely live out the 10 Commandments, summarized by Christ this way. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. This is the great commandment. The second is like to it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 commandments depend the whole law and the prophets. What then? Are we to sin because we are not under the law but under grace? May it never be. Live well, love God, love people, and you have the heart of God. Are you free? Do you think that law keeping saves you? Do you think it keeps you? As one teacher said, goodness and righteousness do not bring on grace, but grace does bring on goodness and righteousness. Don't get the cart before the horse. You ponder that, Pastor Steve.